Looks like we're at Chernobyl today. We've got a little, the door says biohazard. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. As you can see, this is a beautiful residential property that we are filming on today. Anyway, that's not the point of the video today. So, I bought a $350 car on Facebook Marketplace, much to my own conscience's dismay. I'm trying to prove to myself that it was not a terrible idea. I'm posting videos of me working on it to justify it and make me feel better about it. So basically, this is a Mazda 323, also known as the Mazda Familia. This is basically Mazda's version of the Honda Civic, and just as slow too, can confirm. This car doesn't run at the moment. Actually, that's a lie. That was straight cap right there. It does run. It runs perfectly fine. It does not drive, which is kind of an important factor to being a vehicle. This car has a busted transmission and a whole host of very many other things that we are going to touch on today. So welcome to everything that is wrong with my Mazda 323. We're going to start with the interior of this car because it's kind of rainy outside and I kind of just want a little break from the rain. So upon entry of my Mazda 323, as you can see, we're just going to take the paint off with the jack stands. That is awesome. So the interior of this car is probably the best part about this car. We've got some very lovely seat covers. Tried taking them off and the seat is pretty busted. So that's a red flag right there. Lots of red flags with this car. Another thing that I love about this car is how there is absolutely no interior fabric on the top. I have no idea why that would happen, but it happened. And I'm not sure where I'm going to find a new headliner, but we're going to have to figure that out as well. There's a lot of things with this car that are just kind of operating on a figure it out or fuck around and find out basis. And that's how I handle everything else in my life. So I feel like it is perfect for me. I want to start this car up and I want to show you all that she has to offer. And we're going to see if she starts up. Currently doesn't have any coolant in it, but she's going to start anyway. It's fine. There's not enough power in this thing to overheat anyway. Mark my words. So we're just going to figure it out. I'm going to put the clutch in. And, I should also mention, this is a 5-speed manual, which is apparently rather rare for these cars. I didn't know about that. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Gonna have to find a trans for it, which is gonna be even harder, given that it is rather rare. But that's okay. We're along for the ride. You played yourself. Oh! I'm gonna have to turn the steering wheel a little bit. There we go. Alright, we're gonna fire her up and get to hear her beautiful voice. Yeah, she starts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna give her a little rev so you can properly hear the beautiful exhaust sound of all 4 cylinders working so hard. We're gonna go to the back of the car and we're gonna check out the beautiful exhaust that is absolutely pouring out of this thing. So the previous owner, they put this red exhaust piece in, and what that is it's called a cherry bomb. Here in Canada, we call it the Canadian Tire Special because it is probably the cheapest shitty muffler that you could acquire that makes your car sound like somewhat of a race car, or at least enough to fool the Mustang owners at the meet. Basically, this makes the whole car sound like a truck. So you don't even need to do an engine swap and get a V6. I'm going to be taking that off because I personally don't like drawing attention to my cars via exhaust, and I just feel like it doesn't really suit this car, given that it does not really have very much power and the exhaust is not the highlight of this car. Also, as you can see, it is pouring out a lot of very nice exhaust smoke at me that is not normal. It's doing that because it has no catalytic converter, and what a catalytic converter does is it takes all of the combustion all of the combustion fumes from the engine, and it converts them into gases that are okay for the environment.
How old are you?
6.
So now that we've got the hood popped, we can go ahead and take a look at this magnificent beast of an engine. Now, underneath here, you are going to find the most amazing cylinders you've ever seen. Not expecting that you've seen very many cylinders in your life. First thing I'm going to need to do is locate the hood latch, which is right here. Let's pop that baby open. This shit is fucking heavy. This is probably all of the weight of the car right here. Yep, seems fine to me. That is definitely an engine, I can confirm. So it's got an engine, which is super great. That's better than a lot of cars. Looking at this engine, there's not a whole lot that stands out to me. It looks like the previous owner put some new spark plug wires in, which is great. These are some NGK spark plug wires. You don't have these for your car, you should definitely get them. They are pretty much the best quality spark plug wires you can get. I did notice that there was some rattling going on with one of these spark plugs, which is very not great. So there might be an engine mount issue potentially that I can locate, but you'll just add that to the list. We'll just go ahead and add that to the list of things that are wrong with this car. So the previous owner put a very nice full rad in here. As you can see, this radiator right here is very new, very nice and shiny. All of these fins are very well intact, which is not very common. Usually as you drive, these radiators get kind of degraded. I don't know if that's the right word, but rocks will fly in, bugs will fly in, your mom will fly into my house later tonight. Basically,
Rocks
get trapped in these metal fins and they bend, and over time that can compensate the way that the radiator works. But this one is brand spanking new. However, since this car has been sitting for a very long time, all those little metal fins react with the water in the coolant, because water has oxygen in it, if you didn't know. Did study a little bit of biochemistry back in the day. But water has oxygen in it, and when cars sit for a while, radiators tend to rust as the metal reacts with the oxygen. And that's exactly what happened here. When things are not moving around and the system is not flushing out, warming up, that becomes a problem, and the water inside of there starts to create rust in the metal fins. And so this car is actually pretty badly rusted, and we're going to take a little bit of a stroll. So I already did some work with the coolant, and I drained it out because I wanted to flush it, and you can buy this stuff called coolant.
No shit.
Or coolant. You can buy this stuff called a radiator flush, and basically it's you add distilled water and you use this radiator flush stuff. You don't have to, but that's a good way to clean out your rad. You always want to use distilled water because there's no ions in there and stuff that can react with the metal. And basically I did that. I gave it a spa day, and we took the coolant out of it, and I'll give you a little preview of what the coolant looked like. No way! Someone took my coolant bottle! I had a full milk jug of coolant that was sitting right here for weeks, and someone goddamn took it. How dare they? Someone took my... I actually can't believe that. I don't know where my bottle of coolant was, but it was very rusty, and the water that comes out of there should not be rusty. It was a very reddish color, and that's not good. So that signaled to me that there was a problem, and I'm going to have to flush out the radiator a few times to get some of the rust out. It likely won't all come out, which is a problem, because that creates problems in the system. The thermostat goes out when there's rust, and that's another thing that is wrong with this car, is the thermostat is blown, which is understandable given how much rust there is. While I'm here, I'll also introduce you to my other project car. This is my 1991 DX EF Civic hatch. Got so many acronyms there, it's starting to sound like a sports association. I have put a lot of time and effort into this car, probably way too much. Bought it for $2,000, and it's probably worth, I've had people offer me like $6,000 USD, which is mind-boggling to me. But it's just got over 200,000 kilometers. It just turned over not too long ago. And I've got some work equip 01s on it, which are very expensive. probably worth more than the car, if I'm being honest with you. And this car is my baby. I'm just keeping everything stock right now. I don't really care about power that much. I care more about preserving a really nice shell, and that is what she has to offer. And Civics were not meant to be race cars. I want to honor that. The great lads of Honda did not design these cars to be raced. Civ needs some trans work, which I will be doing. I gotta do the clutch sometime soon, which I'm not excited about. But let's get back to the 323, why don't we?
Like my new car? It's a Mazda 323 hatchback. It's my independence. Now I go where I want, when I want. My 323 gives me lots of room for my shopping, my friends, and me. And we all ride in quiet, smooth comfort, protected by one of the best full-line warranties in the business. In a Mazda, peace of mind is standard. And you know how that feels. It just feels right.
The other parts of this car that are broken include the transmission. When I put it in, it doesn't go into first gear, first of all, which is a problem. It should definitely go into first gear. When I put it in second gear and try and roll it, it makes a very loud... That's the best way I can describe it. Actually, I can show you. So, this car won't go into first gear. Yeah, so that is the sound that the transmission makes. And that is a very... how do I put this? Bad. That is not a good sound at all. My options are either just get a brand new transmission, or I can open up the transmission and try and look at the gears and see if it's a synchro problem or a specific gear. But I think I'm just probably going to get a new transmission. They're not that expensive, so it shouldn't be that much of a task to find one at a junkyard or something. So aside from the very critical transmission problem, which can be resolved with a trans swap, which is, you know, so easy to do, I don't think there were any big issues. I will say that the front brakes I don't think work, which is definitely a problem. But my main focus right now is the transmission and the radiator, because that's pretty accessible. There are some pretty shitty tires on here. Obviously you can't drive on a flat tire. I have a set of Steelies for my Civic that I think are the exact same bolt pattern and the same spec for this car, which is another perk of this car. Has the same bolt pattern and spec as my Civic, which is awesome. I can throw the equips on this thing. But yeah, I have a set of Steelies that I'm gonna put on this car. They're just shitty tires with really ugly hubs that are gonna go on this car so that it doesn't look sad and depressed with a flat tire. It just makes me so sad. It's like she's frowning. Yeah, as far as stuff in the motor goes, I'm pretty sure she's relatively solid, but we may discover new things along the way. I would like to go underneath the car and show you the lovely exhaust gasket that is just swimming around freely in space. See you under there. Damn, baby girl. Bit of a problem. Seems like the tires have deflated a little bit more since I last did this, which is to be expected, so we're gonna have to change our course of action. Seems the tire has deflated a little bit more since last time. We're gonna have to fix that. Oh wow, okay, 0 hydraulics in that. Okay, we'll give that another shot. I'm not gonna be scared away by a no hydraulic latch. That's okay with me. Wow. How many times do I have to try and open this goddamn trunk? One more time. Last time's the charm. I swear to God. If this doesn't open. Okay, great. So we're looking at the trunk here, and the hydraulics in the trunk are broken. I'm guessing they're not sealed. They're working their hardest though. You can kind of hear them. Looks like there is some stuff in here that I don't know exactly what's in here. What the fuck? Delta Box 2.
It looks like it's from a bike.
Yeah, what is this? Looks like this is from some dirt bike or something. Previous owner is probably gonna want this back, huh? Hey, if anybody wants or needs a Delta Box 2, let me know. I've got one in blue for you. Bars. Other than that, it looks like we've got a sunshade, which I have one in the Civic, and apparently it is worth a lot of money. I didn't know that. I don't think this one is worth any money. I can bet money that this one is not worth any money. But anyway, it's there. There's no spare tire in here because it is on the car right now. But that's okay. It's okay, I forgive her. However, these hydraulics, not sure if I can forgive these. If I ever go on a Costco trip, that's gonna be a hassle.
My 323 gives me lots of room for my shopping.
That was so loud and so intense. Oh, the other great part about this car is this very nice homegrown, organic, gluten-free tint job that whoever owned this car before me did themselves. As you can see, this is peeling back here, and also right here, and also right here. It's not the worst that I've ever seen. If you've ever seen a Subaru, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to be taking this tint off, I think, because it just looks messy. It looks like a paperback book, and this is a hardcover. Also, all of these stickers and badges are sadly gone. I'm going to get some new ones just to garnish it up a little bit and make this car look like it is worth at least $365 rather than $350. Sorry, you caught me with my jugs out. So as you can see, my $350 Mazda 323 Facebook Marketplace car, it's got a little bit of a personality, and it's got some issues. I feel like I'm the right person for the job. I honestly feel like I could bring this car back to life with some time and some love and some money that I definitely have lots of. I don't know what you're talking about. But honestly, other than the trans, the radiator, the center console, the missing head unit, the headliner, the cat pipe, the beautiful cherry bomb exhaust, the flat tires, the broken brakes. Other than all of those many things that I have mentioned, I think that this car is going to be a fun project, and I think that it won't be that difficult. I think that it has some life left to it, and yeah, we're going to see how it goes. So I will see you in the next video where we attempt to do something to this car. I haven't decided what it is yet. Whatever my ADHD tells me, I will let you guys know. But yeah, stay tuned. And thank you for coming to Everything That's Wrong with my Mazda 323.